it could have been for Gerwyn Price last night, because that's a different game if it's 2-0 to Souttar, isn't it? And Jan van Veen's under an awful lot of pressure. We could be talking about another seeded scalp.
Yeah, very much so. I think these shorter formats in this second round do cause problems for the players. They like to get them out of the way in the first round. Now they've been added for the second round as well. You've got two sort of tense, nervy games that you have to get off to a good start. You cannot sit around missing doubles in that first set, because it comes back and bites you on the backside. And unfortunately, missing doubles for Souttar saw him get bitten on the backside in the end.
Yeah, World Darts Championship coverage on talkSPORT 2, the home of darts on the radio. And haven't you been treated today? That brilliant match this afternoon between James Wade and Ricky Evans, which saw the machine exit stage there, following in the footsteps of Gerwyn Price last night, beaten by Wesley Plaisir. But Jan van Veen has no such trouble. He's through with that 3-1 victory, and now we turn our attentions to the meeting between Nathan Aspinall and Leonard Gates. And Scott, this match has got a bit of a familiar feeling because it happened at this stage last year.
Yeah, very much so. And I mean, the Asp obviously went on and made the quarter-final and got beat by Luke Littler, which I think everybody did last year. So that's no mean feat. So Aspinall will be feeling that he's got a run in him this time round. I think he's a very different person mentally this time round. We're seeing him say very strange things in interviews that we haven't been seeing from him before, and I think that he's quite confident in the position of where his game is at the moment.
Yeah, he's actually looking, I think, in the finest Vettel we've seen in a while. Injury problems seem to be behind him. We're not seeing him stopping and re-gripping the dart very often at all. He now must be feeling this is his best chance so far at going all the way in the World Championship.
Yeah, very much so. We saw him have a real purple patch in his darting life. You know, between 2019 and 23, he really was on it and really was being tipped to win more than he actually did. I think he won a couple of sort of comps or TV comps in that period of time, but he was also in 4 or 5 other finals. So that sort of showed that he was going deep every time, and he knows how to do it. Obviously, then there's been a few injury issues and worries over the last couple of years, but on and off that he thought he had it sorted, then it wasn't. And he now seems to have it sorted. I think the last 2 or 3 months he's looking really hot to come in here, and there's no better time to be on the top of your game than this time of year. This is the time of year to do it.
A win tonight as well, and Aspinall will be back after Christmas to meet Kevin Doots for a place in the last 16. That will be another match where he is a heavy favourite. Just on that match between Aspinall and Gates last year, it wasn't really a pretty game. You're looking at the numbers, 88 average for Nathan Aspinall in that one. Leonard Gates 83.41. Gates actually outscored Aspinall in the 180s, 5-3. Won the second set of the match, did Gates, tying it up, but then Aspinall won 3-1, 3-2 in the last couple of sets. I expect both players to be a little bit better tonight than they were 12 months ago, do you?
Yes, possibly. I mean, Gates is what I call a fidgeter. He is a fidgeter when he plays. And he, you know, the things aren't in the right place for him. He'll shuffle along the hockey. You don't see lots and lots of throwing of him in rhythm. He's a fidgeter, so that can sometimes upset the rhythm. I think this time last year, Nathan probably wouldn't have been able to handle that. I think where his headspace is right now, I think he can handle it. And I think we're going to see a very different game to what we saw last year.
Yeah, first round, Nathan Aspinall got the better of another fidgeter, actually, didn't he, in Lawrence Ilagan. You don't get more fidgety than him. 6-1-80's average of 94, very decent stuff from Aspinall. Gates came through a grueler against Mickey Mansell, but he really did race through that final set to win it 3-2. Leonard Gates did have some choice words in his post-match press conference. He said he's going to try and get revenge by getting in Aspinall's head before the match. He talked about following him around in the practice room, being in his pocket, just doing everything he can to annoy him. Do you think that was tongue-in-cheek, or do you think Leonard Gates has actually been doing that tonight?
I've got no idea whether he's been doing it. Obviously, in our position in the commentary, we don't get privacy, and we don't need to be in the players' room, do we? But I think if he's done that, I think he's misread the whole situation, and all that would do if he was doing that to me was get me absolutely going, and I think that he could be creating a downfall for himself if he does it that way.
Yeah, because Aspinall is one of those players who does seem to play better when he's fired up, doesn't he?
He'll grab a little bit of anything from anywhere, and I played Aspinall in 2024 in the UK Open, and he beat me, I think, 10-6 or 10-7. And he said he really didn't enjoy playing me because I was a slower player, didn't enjoy the way that I did the game. And I was kind of flattered a little bit by that, and that's how we react sometimes, because I don't want people to enjoy playing me, otherwise they beat me easy. So I think if you go and start rattling cages with Aspinall, I think you're going to get all that comes back to you and a bit more.
Made the semi-finals in 2019, hasn't been that far since. Is that a problem for a player of his pedigree?
Well, I don't think so. I think the way that the game is going now, I think that the standard is so high, we're going to see more of that from now on. In the past, we've seen if you haven't won it in your purple patch for 2 or 3 years, then you're not going to win it. But I think that Nathan was so young when that was happening to him. 2019, 6 years ago. 6 is a massive amount of time within a dart player's life. And you learn things, you drop off, and then you learn some more things. And I think that he's still at a prime age. I honestly believe that you're not at your best till you're in your mid-40s. I'm a firm believer of that.
Well, the Asp is one of the toughest competitors in world darts. Relentless, emotional, and built for pressure. He thrives in adversity. And the Ali Pali crowds often amplify his intensity. Leonard Gates is a dangerous outsider, nothing to lose. Limited TV exposure, but he's taken chances when he's been there, namely on the World Seniors Tour, and now, of course, no longer exists, but he picked up a multitude of titles on the Seniors Tour, and that wasn't an easy feat.
No, the clientele that were there, that was no easy feat. The players were playing well at the time.
Present company included, Scott.
No, he beat me easy, so I don't include myself in that. But yeah, I think that he was beating players on the top of their game, like Thornton and people like that, who were also champions over there. So I think he's got something to give. But again, I think if he's going to kind of have any chance in this game, he's got to go out and win that first set. Whether he's won the bull up or not, I'm unsure about that at this particular moment in time. But I think that he's got to go out and win the first set and make Nathan think.
Is he under any pressure tonight, Nathan Aspinall? Bearing in mind, we've seen James Wade go out, we saw Gerwin Price go out last night.
I don't think so. I think he'll probably look at it that Wade is the shock today, and that's the only shock that he'll want to see. He will not want to see himself included in that. And I got to be honest, looking at the numbers and everything, I just can't see the current form that Leonard gets anywhere near him. But we don't play on paper, we play on Seidel, which I'm reliably informed is a form of paper.
You are about to hear 2 iconic walk-ons, so sit back and have a listen for Nathan Aspinall. But first, Leonard Gates.
Time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, taking part in his 3rd World Championship from the USA, the CDC Cross-Border Challenge Champion. It's the soldier, Leonard.
He's certainly got the moves. Leonard Gates, he's strutting his stuff down the walkway, having a right old boogie down the green carpet, Ali Pali, and the fans are lapping it up.
Is that what they call the Texas strut from the soldier?
He's got plenty more rhythm than me, Scott. I don't know about you. Signing a few autographs on his way to the stage as well. I wonder if we'll see the ski goggles this time. He whipped them out in his first round, didn't he? That's when he got the better of Mickey Mantle. He's got his back to the crowd now, wiggling away. Well, no ski goggles this time. Apparently, calls them the hater blockers. But it's a lot of love for Leonard right now. However, whatever noise he can bring, when Nathan Aspinall makes his way onto the Ali Pali stage, the decibel levels are always raised. Get ready for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, from England, the winner of the UK Open and US Darts Masters, a World Match Play champion, a two-time World Championship semi-finalist. Time to meet the Asp, Nathan
Spine-tingling stuff at the World Darts Championship as Nathan Aspinall makes his big entrance in this second round meeting. He's probably just edged the battle of the walk-ons.
Well, we've had everything there. We've had a bit of dancing from the soldier, and now we've got some singing from Nathan Aspinall. What I want to see is a bit of Strictly Come Darting.
Well, Aspinall really did stand and conduct the audience there. Leonard Gates thought he'd got the crowd on side, but I think Aspinall has since won them over. You are listening to the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels. Celebrate New Year's Eve at a Village Hotel. Book now at villagehotels.com. So one match down, an absolutely stunning display from Jan van Veen. A 3-1 win over Alan Suter with an average in excess of 108. And there are plenty of stories still to unfold tonight, let me tell you, on talkSPORT 2. Later this evening, two debutants at the Addy Paddy. Charlie Manby, the West Yorkshire bricklayer, making his debut. Won that dramatic duel with Cameron Menzies, who's actually sent him a nice public good luck message tonight. More on that later, when myself and Scott Mitchell talk you through his game with Adam Savada of the USA. Big night for American darts, isn't it, with Leonard Gates about to take on Nathan Aspinall, and of course the main event coming after this, Luke Humphries, the 2024 world champion, taking on the 71-year-old Paul Lim, the oldest ever player to win a game on the stage. And 5 years ago, Scott, when he was just 66, he beat Luke Humphries here.
Yeah, but I think it's not the 5 years off of Paul Lim's age you got to worry about. It's the 5 years off of Luke Humphries' age. What was he, 12 and a half then?
Here we go then. Aspinall starts this one off.
91.
Switches down to 17th with his third dart, having only hit 2 single 20s. But that's quite sensible, because he can now leave a finish after 6 darts.
140.
It's smart to get rid of the one, isn't it? 410 after his first 3. 140 from Gates in response.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
134.
You don't want to be going down to the 19s on your first throw unless you're hitting the trebles. So Gates has opened up well here. His darts seem to have a hell of a long point on them this time round.
100.
I've not seen him play since I was stood behind him, and yeah, now he's got a slightly longer point on, I think.
He did change his darts during the match against Mickey Mansell, so that's one to watch as well.
100.
Aspinall has thrown with the same shape for quite a while now. They seem to work well for him. Down to 176 after 9. Gates 261, treble 1, and a little grimace from Gates in response. 83, but it's not enough to see him overtake Nathan Aspinall, so it's advantage the Asp, who finds a treble 20 and another one, down for a single 16 to tee up tops after a dozen darts. Great start.
Yeah, great opening start for Aspinall here. Gates will be looking to do the same. He'll probably want a 140 to try and leave double 19. You'll find Gates does use double 19 an awfully lot. So is he going to get a chance?
Above double top for Aspinall. It looked like a good marker. He's gone below. So double 10 to hold his throw with Gates waiting.
30.
And he's missed it. Double 19 for Leonard to break immediately.
Yeah, opening exchange here. This could be important. There you go, double 19. That's exactly what I told you he'd do.
Second leg, Leonard to first.
So break a throw and chance of USA in the audience. A wry smile appears on the face of Nathan Aspinall in his trademark red and black dart shirt.
100.
He's only missing one letter on the back of it to feel really at home at Ali Pali. If you add a W to the Asp, Scott, what do you get?
A wasp.
If you put 3 in the red bit, you get a 180. And that's what Nathan Aspinall has opened with in response. He's been broken. He wants to break straight back.
Here comes Gates. He's had that good opener. Confidence is high. He goes 140, so Aspinall 3-2-1. The 9 has gone. But he needs something here, and he's hit 43. So now Gates with his opening ton and 140. Just a shade in front on 2-6-1.
When they met last year, Aspinall took the first set. Gates responded with the second. If he can get ahead of him here, he can start to plant a seed of doubt in the minds of the Asp. 204 Gates after 9 darts thrown. Aspinall, after that brilliant 180, finds himself behind.
You can stand up if you love your laughs, roaring around the crowd. Are we supposed to stand up now in the box?
We are excused.
43.
13 dart breaker throw for Leonard Gates to win the opening leg, and Aspinall just had a bit of problem with his eyes there. That was a poor visit from Gates, but he has left to finish. 161. Aspinall from 220. If he can fill it up for a second time in the leg, he'll tee up tops. 2 darts in.
140.
I think this is what we see from Aspinall now. He's a little bit more composed at the hockey than we've seen in the past. That's what age and experience has done for him. Gates hits a treble 20, going for 161, heads off to the 51, but he misses it, hitting a big 2, pops back up and misses the treble again, leaves 79. Aspinall on 80, he's hit the treble 20, double 10 coming in, misses it on the inside, double 5, smack bang centre, and as you can hear, a crowd seems to be a little patriotic towards Aspinall, and he goes 1-1 and now has the throwback.
Yeah, 2 breaks a throw. It's a great game this so far. Aspinall will feel he should be 2 up. He's missed 4 darts at double across those 2 legs, but got the crucial one there.
91.
World number 15 at the moment, but you would say there aren't 14 players in the world better than him, I'm sure, Scott.
Not a chance of it. Not a chance of it.
41.
He's looking more composed every time I see him. He's looking more the real deal. And as you said at the top of this broadcast here, he is in some tidy nick.
1-2-1 for Aspinall. Gates only opened with 41 as the Asp takes his early average into 3 figures. Single 20 for Gates, 1 next to it below the treble, then
60.
goes above it with a 3rd dart. Aspinall racing away in this leg.
There is no substitute for confidence up there on that hockey, I can tell you that for a fact. You can practice all day and every day, but if you put your foot to that hockey and don't actually believe that you can hit what you want to hit against another player when they're doing it at the same time, you don't win. So I think we're seeing a very different Nathan Aspinall here early doors.
100.
Gates only down to 300 after 9. 1 apiece in the opening set. Both breaks a throw. Aspinall looking for the first hold. 2-3-2 for the Stockport thrower. Single 20, treble 20. He will be on a finish, and a quite small one as well, down to 92.
Yeah, that's exactly where we would want to be. Here comes Gates. Needs another treble.
140.
Like I say, these long, thin darts, it does seem to leave the treble bed open for him to hit it, but it's 92 for Aspinall. He hits the treble 20 inside the double 16, outside the double 8. And a little double in trouble here for Aspinall.
Yeah, he's missed half a dozen in the game already. Gates now trying to steal this leg. 160, gets the first treble 20, left-hand corner. Can't find the second, but wasn't far away.
100. Nathan, you require
Aspinall
16.
returns, double eight. Eyes on the prize. On the wire, outside, shuffles across slightly to his right. Goes too far right on the double, steps back. That's now 8 darts missed at the outer ring, but double 4 is found. And Aspinall has the lead for the first time.
Gates shouldn't worry about that at the minute. He's only gone with throw so far. We've had 2 breaks of throw at the start. That's the first holder throw in this set 1. Aspinall goes 2-1 up in legs in set 1. Now it's Gates to throw. He'll be looking to hold his throw to try and go 2-2 and send us down a decider. And we've seen a lot of those in these first round matches, haven't we? And second round matches. The first set going 3-2.
Second round of the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2. You can listen to us on the talkSPORT app as well, and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel if you are watching. Good evening. Come into the commentary box with us. Make sure you are subscribing. You'll also be able to see interviews with all of the winners. There'll be one going up very, very shortly with Jan van Veen. That should make
85.
interesting viewing after such a stellar performance. Aspinall in the treble from 3-6-7. He's found 2 60s and just goes the wrong side with dart number 3.
In goes the soldier, Leonard Gates, needing a treble. He doesn't, just a treble-less visit here. He's had 5 of those already in this match. You've got to be careful. You don't want treble-less visits. And Aspinall looks like he needs to find something here to stop him, and he doesn't. So he doesn't gain anything on Gates there. He still stays about 70 in front on the Gates throw.
Leonard needed a treble and he got one. Second dart, but it's only a huge 1-5-6 shot. He's starting to fall into the trap here of being pretty much a visit behind Aspinall since that opening leg. He's coming to the board needing big checkouts to win legs.
And Aspinall's making sure of it because he's hitting, and his timing of the couple treble visits at the end of legs is starting to become good. Has to be careful.
No treble, spells trouble for Leonard Gates, who got out of the gate quick, winning that first leg in 13 darts against the throw. But Aspinall now, to make it 3 on the spin, wants 46. 14, leaves double 16. Inside again, had a little bit of trouble there. Double 8 found though, and Nathan Aspinall has won the opening set by exactly the same scoreline he did when the pair met here last year, 3-1, and he's pumping up the crowd before he comes off the stage. He looks up for this, doesn't he, Nathan Aspinall? A 15-darter.
He sure does, he sure does. Looks calm, composed. Got a wave for the crowd on. That shows when he comes down the stairs that he's happy with what's going on. Gates has stayed out on the oche. Whether he's not happy with having not found his range, but he's back out there now, trying to find and sort out what problems he had.
Well, let's see if he can solve them then. We will return with the second set here on talkSPORT 2. Nathan Aspinall has the lead by a set to 0 over Leonard Gates. If you love your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem, you'll know the right gear makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni Auto scoring system, instant accurate scoring, and a slick modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
It needs to be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler, get on target.
Luke Littler, get on target. To be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler, get on target.
Welcome back to the alley pally, which has been rocking. Nathan Aspinall dancing back onto the stage. The usually rhythmic soldier Leonard Gates stood almost statuesque when Aspinall made his return. He's remained on the stage, Gates, throughout the entire break, trying to practice, trying to find something. Scott, you spoke to me this afternoon about what players do, and Leonard Gates decided, well, I'm not moving.
No, he didn't. He stayed out there. I could see it from the start, just before the break. I knew that he wasn't going to move, and in fact, he stayed there so long that the referee and all the markers had to go around him because he was still having a throw. So that's a sign to me that he was still trying to find something. I remember I hadn't done that ever once on a TV stage, and it was because I was hitting absolutely nothing.
Aspinall took the first set, but after Gates had won the first leg against a throw with a 13 darter, how disappointed will Gates be not to have seen that through?
Yeah, he would have been disappointed, and maybe that's the reason he stayed out there. But for me, oh, hello.
Scott reacting to some beekeepers in the audience. Plenty of wasp-themed costumes this year, but it's the Asp that's doing the business.
I think it's harder to spot somebody that isn't in fancy dress in this audience this evening.
Absolutely. 0-0 in the Premier League between Fulham and Nottingham Forest. 1-0 to Nathan Aspinall in sets here at the World Darts Championship after the performance of the tournament so far came from Jan van Veen beating Alan Suter 3-1. Could have been different, could have been 2 sets behind, but he produced the most polished performance we've seen so far after that 108 average for Van Veen, announcing himself as a contender in this tournament. Gates down to 1-2-2 in the opening leg of set 2.
Yeah, where's he off to? He's off to the treble 18s. He really has blocked it with that first one. Got to try and find a dart around it. It doesn't happen. 56. Goes back to the 20s, scores 56. Aspinall has a real chance here to pressure that.
Well, the American then, who can be unpredictable with his finishers. What will be the Route 66?
He's a spotter's nightmare, but he goes treble 10, single 16 for double top.
46.
And he's just on the wire underneath, so offers Aspinall an outlet here on 106. He goes to the Oki initially, takes a step back, now comes in, single 20, misses the treble 18 inside the 4 treble, so he's now got to go and find something 74. Else. Picks up the ball, 74, leaves himself 32.
Double 10 for Leonard Gates. Won the first leg of the previous set. Double 5 now, way above, but gets it with the last dart in hand and wins the first leg of this set. This time on the throw though, Gates. He has the lead. Interestingly, when the pair met last year, Aspinall won the first set 3-1. He's done exactly the same thing this time.
100.
Gates won the second set 3-2.
Well, we'll take that in, the Oracle of Darts. We'll take that in. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, you do find that games will go in patterns of players when they play one another. They go in similar patterns. Aspinall having problems with his eyes again. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there.
That's at least 3 times tonight that he stepped back from the Oki, just sort of giving his eyes a big blink, almost forcing them open as he closes them. A speck of dust or problem looking into the light, who knows. He's still sort of fiddling with his eye in the background as Leonard Gates eyes the maximum. It's only going to be at least a 140, at best a 140 I should say. It ends up being 100.
Indeed. Aspinall back in now, though, in the treble 20. No rub of the eyes at the start of this visit.
100.
Picks up a ton as well.
Down to 161 after 9, Nathan Aspinall on his own throw. Gates 358 before these. Coming down a lot.
125. Nathan,
But not enough. Aspinall's got half a dozen darts from 161. Is he going to go for a little bit of showmanship? No. No. He says treble 20 and I'm staying there, and sets up double 16 for when he comes back.
Sensible when you're 1-0 down in the set. You're on throw. Gates has come down when he probably didn't need to. 180 would have hit the throw harder, but it doesn't matter anyway. Irrelevant. Aspinall comes up, hits a 32 with one dart. Nicely done by him, and Gates now left to ponder. He needs a good start here. On throw.
59.
And that's not it. 59. Aspinall will be smelling blood. Now, Leonard Gates took his time getting his darts out there to the point where Aspinall, who was at the hockey, reversed, stepped back to the edge of the carpet, didn't he?
He had to do a bit of cha-cha slide, but not sideways, backwards. He had to go backwards because Gates was still there in his way. He's obviously started to time his rhythm of the way that he goes round the hockey. And after you've been here a set and a bit, you know kind of what your opponent's going to do and how long he's going to take. So you then start timing your run into the hockey before you throw.
He's definitely started walking a little bit more slowly back. He'll be in the peripheral vision of Nathan Aspinall, who might have to adapt to this. We saw his good friend Joe Cullen suffer against Mensah Suljevic. He seemed to be holding it together, Joe Cullen, but in the end it all got too much for him, and he certainly did look back in anger at the end of that one.
Yeah, he did indeed. Wasn't best pleased, was he? And I see now that, like you say, Aspinall started to stray a little bit here.
84.
Picks up a valuable treble in the form of treble 19 to bring him down to 263. Gates has got the darts. He's on 282. So he's only a couple behind, but that's not helped his cause. A treble 5, a 20 and a single 5 is now meaning he's only about 20 in front.
Aspinall checks himself again as Gates walks behind him. Are we seeing I wouldn't say the dark arts quite yet, but are we seeing the slightly shaded arts employed by Leonard Gates already?
They don't have to be the dark arts to be getting in your mind as an opponent. If you start thinking that that's what they're doing, you can kind of convince yourself in the moment, in the stress, in the heat, in the pressure of the moment, you can convince yourself that they're actually doing it, and sometimes they won't be. We all think me when we're stood on the hockey as a player, and if you hear somebody drop a dart behind you, you think they've done it on purpose, but people do drop darts. It is a genuine thing.
102 for Gates then to hold on to his throw. Gets a treble 20, has a good look around. Where do you want to go, Leonard? 10 for double 16. Can't find the double. Not happy about it. And Nathan Aspinall can break his throw here and take complete control of this tie.
Yeah, tops up for Aspinall. He takes that first dart. That's a breaker throw. For Gates, you know, the timing doesn't look right. He's ghost throwing up there behind Aspinall on the hockey. He's trying to make something work. He knows if Aspinall takes this leg, he's deep in the mire.
And it's the same story as set one, isn't it? Gates winning the opening leg, then Aspinall reeling off the next three if it indeed does go that way. He's playing at a high standard here, Aspinall, 96.63. It might not seem like much, bearing in mind what we just saw from Jan van Veen, the 108 average, but this is very tidy.
It's more than tidy is what it is.
100.
His numbers at the start after set one were not looking very tidy at all. His finishing stats were not anywhere near what he'd been on through the tournament already, and he's now raising those up and now starting to bring them near somewhere where they are for the tournament. Leonard Gates, on the other hand, is struggling a little bit. Aspinall's now finding things a little bit. Is it going to get a little bit tasty up there?
Two single 20s.
59.
And a single 19. There may yet be a way back for Leonard Gates in this set. But the American is going to have to start hitting some trebles.
Aspinall's just got to hold his walk in a little bit. He's got to stand back a little bit.
Yeah, he's taking his time getting his darts out. He's taking them out individually, isn't he? Rather than grasping a clutch of three. Could see that there. But Aspinall is fired up. And he's fired in. His second 180 of the tie.
He's using it as fuel, isn't he? He's using the frustration as fuel.
Gates almost responded in kind. Does leave a finish, 1-5-2, but it's 84 for the second set, having already won the first. Aspinall, single 20. So over for the 14s, you would think, or is he going to play a little trick of his own here? He does, he goes for the treble 16. Turning down a dart at the ball.
He's saying, Leonard Gates, you don't look like hitting this 1-5-2. You haven't looked like hitting it all match. Here's your opportunity. If it does go, wow, what a turn of throw. First one's in the treble. Second one underneath. So Aspinall was right to question Gates.
Yeah, that was interesting. He says two can play that game. Lenny. Double 16. Either side of the tram lines. Double 8. But where the darts are, they're really high on the double. He's going to have to move across here. Right to the left of the hockey. And that was a well-thrown dart, but it hasn't found the target. Gates is back in business.
Yeah, absolutely. A little ghost throw on the way in. Where's he going? 52. Yes, just hits the 20 next to the 1. Misses the double 16 on the inside and misses the double 8. He never looked like hitting that, Murph.
Can't afford to miss chances like that. Aspinall steps forward. Double 4 at his mercy to double his lead in the match, and in it goes. Aspinall wins each of the first 2 sets by 3 legs to 1. Leonard Gates had the opportunity there to level that set. He would have then been throwing for it, but he's fluffed his lines at the wrong times, and Nathan Aspinall has been there to punish. Gates is staying on the stage again. He's going to be up there a long time, because after the break we will be playing to a finish. It might only be one more set though, because Nathan Aspinall leads Leonard Gates by 2-0. This is talkSPORT 2. If you live your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem, you'll know the right gear makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni Auto scoring system, instant accurate scoring, and a slick modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler gets on target. Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler gets on target.
You are listening to the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels. With 34 locations across the UK, visit villagehotels.com. Well, Nathan Aspinall might be more than halfway there, Scott Mitchell. He's won the first 2 sets, both of them by 3 legs to 1, and they both followed the same pattern. Leonard out of the gate quickest by winning the opening leg, but Aspinall cleaning up from there on in.
Yeah, absolutely. Leonard's got to find something here. He's got to find a breaker throw for a start. In 2023, he went out to Girton Engines in round 1, and he lost a bunch in 2025 in round 2. And he's going to be losing in round 2 here to Nathan Aspinall. If he cannot break his throw at least once in this next set, it will be goodbye Vienna.
Tonight, Jan van Veen, average of 108. Performance of the tournament so far statistically, with a 3-1 win over Alan Suter this afternoon. Probably the match of the tournament so far, when Ricky Evans defeated James Wade in a 5th set decider. That went to a tie break. Kevin Dukes, Gabriel Clemens and Madus Razmarol also through. Still to come, the 2024 world champion Luke Humphries taking on 71-year-old Paul Lim. In a brilliant story there. And then Charlie Manby up against Adam Savada. Is he going to be the last hope for the USA? Because Leonard Gates must be starting to feel like he's sinking in the quicksand.
Yeah, I can only tell you the body language of Aspinall coming out from the break. He was very happy, readjusting his shoes on the steps on the way up, enjoying the crowd, singing to Bon Jovi on his way out. He looked in a fine fettle. It's going to take a few treble 20s in a row to try and knock him out of his stride. And I've got to be honest, Leonard just doesn't look like doing it at this particular moment in time.
Yeah, he's lost that bounce that he normally has. Doesn't seem to be enjoying himself as much as he was in the win against Mansell. Maybe he needed the ski mask on the walk-on. Don't know what happened to that. Maybe Nathan Aspinall hit it.
100.
Yeah, well, your ultimate nightmare coming up here. You don't want the walk-on to be the best part of your game. And unfortunately, at the moment, Gates is having to take that mantle.
You've been known to use props on walk-ons, haven't you, Scott? Did you once take a lead onto the stage, but there was no dog at the end of it, was there?
Well, it was the old invisible dog on the lead trick, so I had a stiff lead and went out with it. And yeah, I've tried a few different things, but then I calmed down and started playing darts, and I find that my results were going a lot better, so I stopped messing around like that.
Viewers on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel will see that he's still wearing the trademark pink shirt.
Yeah, pink is part of my makeup, unfortunately. Although I can't afford a pink tractor down on the farm because it's too expensive a paint job like that.
Well, Nathan Aspinall will be hoping to hold on to this lead. 2-0 against Leonard Gates, and he's got 1-4-7 and seemingly all the time in the world to take it out. Hasn't won the first leg of a set yet. Gates is on 1-6-1. It's a big ask, but Aspinall's made a bit of a mess of this so far. Single 20, single 7, and then a treble 5.
Well, he's offered an opportunity, and he said he didn't think that Gates could hit 1-5-2 earlier, and he doesn't look like hitting 1-6-1 on this visit either. 2 big 5s is what he's got at the moment, and a 19. Nothing going right for Gates whatsoever here.
105 for Aspinall. Single 20. Choices, treble 15 probably. No, he goes for treble 19, can't find it. Is there a little bit of a catalyst coming for Leonard Gates with this 1-3-2? No, it won't be, because he hasn't even found the 25. Just hasn't been there for Gates tonight, has it?
No, it hasn't, and he asked the referee, is that an 18? And he says, no, I'm afraid, Leonard, that's a 1. He wasn't even lucky enough to miss and hit an 18.
81.
Just going to treble 20 with his last start, but Aspinall wants 41 to take the opening leg of the third set. He's won the first 2 sets already. It's becoming a cruise for the Asp if this goes in. Double 16, and it does go in. And Leonard Gates has got it all to do.
Yeah, he's getting to the point now where Aspinall start thinking about what shopping he's got to do for Christmas dinner.
Well, he was distracted because he actually walked back to the hockey thinking it was his throw next. He threw first in the opening leg of this set.
100.
Nathan Aspinall 2, Leonard Gates 0 in sets. Aspinall 1, Leonard Gates 0 in legs. Live World Championship darts on talkSPORT 2.
100.
Comprehensive coverage of the 2026 World Darts Championship. Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson will be back for what is the story of the night, really. Luke Humphries taking on Paul Lim.
140.
Yeah, big story that. Big story. Paul Lim at 71. Can he get himself another win up here on the stage and make the record last a couple of days longer and older? I don't know whether I'm going to keep trying till 71 for sure. I don't think I will.
Just approaching half-time in the Premier League. 0-0 between Fulham and Nottingham Forest. As Hugh Ware calls in, Leonard Gates only 180 of the match so far. greeted with chants of USA from the crowd. If they want this encounter to be elongated, then they will be cheering Leonard Gates from here on in. This is for an 11 darter, double 12. Wow, that's what he can do. 11 dart leg from Leonard Gates, taking out 2-6-1 in 5 darts.
Yeah, super stuff from Gates. Has that lit the blue touch paper, or has he given himself too much to do by giving Aspinall a 2-set lead? All will be revealed in the next few throws, and that visit has not helped him.
Winner of this match takes on Kevin Dukes after Christmas in round 3. Dukes brought an end to the fairy tale of David Manure, a real character from Kenya, changing lives, his own, and paving the way for more to follow in Africa. Won't be the last we've heard of him. But right now, Nathan Aspinall is looking to edge closer and closer to victory. 270 before these. So that leaves 130 after 9.
He's looking more than comfortable here. I don't think he came out tonight to want to set a big average. He knew this as a potential banana skin, because we know what Gates can do. But he's made it look very easy so far. 130 coming in. Hits just under the treble 20 in the single 20 segment. Tries to go round the side, but hits the treble 5. So he's got 35 in the board, 95 left. Sometimes he'd go ball here, get rid of the 5 and leave it as 70, or he may go downstairs and go for the treble. Yeah, he goes for the ball and hits the 25 and takes the 5 off. Gates back on 3-4-1. There is no particular hurry.
Yeah, nowhere near. Previous leg, remember, Gates cleaned up 501 in 11 darts. In this leg, after 9 darts, he'd only scored 160.
Feast and famine is what that would be called by one of our co-commentators.
Double 16 for Aspinall for a 70 combination, and he is cruising towards the winning line now. Aspinall then 1 away from a straight set success against America's Leonard Gates, who has the darts in what he's hoping isn't the last leg of the game. 100 scored for Gates.
I don't know, Aspinall looks for me every bit a contender this year with what he's doing here. It's just a workmanlike job, isn't it? It's one of those days at the office where you just want to get it done and out the way, and he looks to be doing that nicely.
Limbering up before approaching the hook here, and it's worked for him. Oh, that's superb. He wants it done in this leg. He wants it won at the end of this leg. He does not want to give Leonard Gates a sniff. It'll be 3-1 sets if he does so. A perfect start from Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can hear the crowd, I don't need to tell you where the darts are going. And hit the treble 20 with the first one, big one with the second. Now all of a sudden he's the worst putt player in the world because he's missed a treble 20.
Yeah, well, his reaction tells you that he really wanted that. Don't forget, there's £180,000 up for grabs if somebody nails a 9 darter at the World Championship this year. 60,000 of it goes to the player, 60,000 to a lucky fan in the crowd, and 60,000 to Prostate Cancer UK.
Yeah, very generous from the sponsors.
100.
And an amazing opportunity for some more wasps and beekeepers in the crowd. We've just been flashed up on, but it's all action on the screen.
Well, Nathan Aspinall's been the gatekeeper tonight, hasn't he? He's kept Leonard at bay. He wants 140 to win this one in style. It's not going to go, but 1 treble, and he leaves it very handy. Can't get it.
No, well, a very genuine opportunity here for Gates at 1-4-1 to go 2-2 here in set 3, sorry. But he hasn't done it. I confused myself there. 59 is the score, so he goes now down to 82. Aspinall has 80 for the match.
Treble 20 will be the first port of call. Can't find it. In fact, it's only a single 5. He'll have to go 25 bull now. Gets the 25. It's a glorious guide. And backing him for the bull. I've not been good at predictions today. I'm going to stop doing that.
In fairness, it did catch the dart and go the other way. It wasn't your fault. I think it was heading in the right direction.
Well, you can't feel confident about Leonard Gates hitting the bullseye. Last time he went for it, he didn't even hit the 25. He needs it for an 82 checkout. Again, he's missed both the bull and the 25. 13 scored. That leaves 69.
Crazy dart for me. Should have gone for the 14, but he's still got 19 for the bull here. He can get a second dart at it, but it may be his last start of the championship. No, double six now.
Nathan wants it done, doesn't he? He can't be bothered with another leg, it looks like. Gates taking his time, the crowd whipping themselves up into a frenzy as Leonard Gates steps forward to try and save his world championship, but he can't do it, and that could be that.
You feel so. 42 for Aspinall here for the match. Tenor of 6 will leave him something handy. He's gone and chosen the 10 route. It's double 16 for Aspinall, and it's a 3-0 win for Nathan Aspinall over Leonard Gates. The potential banana skin has been overcome by Nathan Aspinall. He'll be pleased he's through. He'll have a better Christmas knowing that he'll be back after the Christmas break.
Yeah, it's a couple of strong showings tonight from potential contenders in this tournament after the shockwaves rang around the Ali Pali yesterday with the departure of Gerwyn Price, and that continued into this afternoon with James Wade being dumped out by Ricky Evans. Jan van Veen and Nathan Aspinall have turned it on this evening. Didn't let Gates into the game at all, did he? Nathan Aspinall there. It's 3 sets that have all been won by the same 3-1 margin. Didn't even get taken to a decider in any of them. His average in the end only wanting the interview. He's now left. Nathan Aspinall has been spoken to. You'll be hearing from him on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel as well. Potential quarter-final with Luke Humphries, of course. He's playing next against Paul Lim. Before we hand over to Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson, Scott, just a few thoughts on that match between Humphries and Lim.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big stretch for Paul Lim. I've got to be honest with you. I think Luke Humphries is not going to get caught cold twice by the same guy. Yes, I know it was a few years ago now, but I think that the game has changed so much for Luke Humphries since that day. His confidence and everything else is right here. He loves playing at this place, and I think he's just aiming for that, to try and get to that game in the final with Luke Littler, is the way that we all see it.
That's coming up next then. Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson will talk you through it. 71-year-old Paul Lim against Luke Humphries, 5 years on from when Paul Lim famously beat Luke Humphries, who went on to become world champion a couple of years ago, and they have a rematch tonight. But here, Nathan Aspinall has got the job done, a professional job from the Asp, who beats Leonard Gates 3-0 on talkSPORT 2.